You know how you always have this fourth sense, a gut feeling, as some call it, that can tell you when a distance is growing between you and a person. Well, in such cases, the first response is to wonder why that is happening. You wonder if it is something on your part and do a self-check. Finding nothing, you discuss with the other person and he or she agrees that the fault is not yours, but a break is needed. In some cases, you do not even have to have a conversation. The person just leaves you puzzled and wondering what went wrong, even though you felt the distance and saw it coming. Hearing that there is no obvious problem leaves you continuously at a point of wondering, and sometimes the other person might truly not know, as it could just be a feeling that persists. What next then? There is one who knows all things and understands all hearts and motives as he made them and knows how they function. In cases that cannot be understood, as well as in every case, you should go and have a talk with Father. He alone can tell you what you do not see, things that happen behind the scenes, and why He allows some things to happen. So, what can God be trying to tell you when the person you love pulls away from you? A part of Scripture says, "When the grass is gone, the new growth is seen, and herbs of the mountain are gathered in." Proverbs 27:25. In this same vein, we hear God say in Isaiah 43:19, "Listen carefully, I am about to do a new thing. Now it will spring forth. Will you not be aware of it? I will even put a road in the wilderness, rivers in the desert." AMP. Newness. The passage in Proverbs tells you that for the new growth to be seen, the grass has to go. It is only then that you can see and identify the new growth for what it is. The Isaiah passage also talks about how the Lord is already doing something new, and all that is needed is for you to sense it and join the flow. It is very possible that this is what God could be saying to you concerning the one you love who pulled away from you. It could be that he or she is a part of your past that should not make it into the future the Father had for you. That he or she is the grass that needs to be gone for the new growth in you to be seen. That person might have been one who stunted your walk with Christ, or subdued you in areas you could have done exploits for the kingdom, making you miss certain opportunities to fulfill promise, and God decided to step in. He alone knows the future He has in store for you. He gives you a glimpse of it in His Word. "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord. "Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11, NIV. To this end, He knows what and who should be in your future. When someone you love pulls away from you, God could be telling you that he or she has no place in your future, and so, hard as it definitely may be, you should ask Him for the grace to help you and accept it towards a greater good. When the one you love pulls away from you, God could also be calling your attention back to Himself. It is possible that in the process of the relationship, you had lost yourself, or you had allowed a distance to come between you and the Father. You had been too busy being in love to have time to keep up your relationship with Him. When seemingly bad things happen, it has a way of drawing us back to God, as there is truly no other place we can go to receive comfort and healing. Now that the one you love has pulled away, you return to the Father, and He is always waiting with open arms for your return. Scripture says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." Isaiah 26:3, NIV. Peace, perfect peace that only God can give you, is necessary Your mind will have been in constant thought of what exactly you did wrong. You will remember all of the plans and dreams and hopes you had made with that person you love, and now everything seems to have gone up in flames, and you do not even understand why. It is easy to start overthinking things, and before you know it, your peace and your time have been stolen. You need a peace that only God can give for your mind. Not to blow things out of proportion and keep your heart trusting. He promises to keep in perfect peace those whose mind is set on Him. I know that it hurts, and not being able to logically understand it hurts more. But Christ has promised you His peace. All that is required of you is to keep your gaze on Him. A call and a chance to experience what true love is from the one who created it Himself. Maybe another thing God is saying to you when the one you love pulls away from you. The one who left is human and with flaws. It is possible that he or she never really had to think about what love truly means, especially if the person was not a believer. Sad as that person's pulling away hurt, you would not entirely blame him or her. It is only a person in close contact with God that can understand these things. A quote by Les Brown says, "When life knocks you down, try to land on your back. Because you can look up, you can get up. Let your reason get you back up." When someone you are in love with pulls away, a lot of negative emotions assault you, and if you are not mindful of it, you can find yourself in a not-so-good place. It does not have to be a bad thing when that person pulls away. It is said that when life gives you lemons, you should make lemonade with them. The fact is that you always get a choice, and in this case, you should choose to look for what God is telling you in this situation. You should decide that instead of feeling down, you would use that time alone to work on yourself, to understand the real purpose of love, and live according to it, so that a repeat of being left alone does not happen. To enjoy the love always lavished on you by the Father. It takes trust in this Father to ask for His help, because all of these are not as easy as it sounds. In your strength alone, that is. But the one who loves and cares for you will continue to see you through whatever befalls. Stay blessed. J.J. Jeffries, First Class Voiceover.